Well, I want to welcome you, Oasis Church, to the worship service today. And I specifically wanted to do the welcome at all three campuses. And so if you're at North Miami or at Hollywood or in Pines, along with our 7 nights of worship, I wanted to welcome you to our second week of our series, The Satisfying Life. And because I can't be everywhere, just as Bud is speaking again this week, our missionary to Brazil, on the lesson number 2, the vine dresser, he can't be everywhere, and so I can't either. And so I did want to welcome you. Thank you for being here. And if you're a guest, I want to especially thank you for being with us this week at Oasis Church. And I hope you'll sit back and relax and just enjoy this time together and come back as often as you would like. Now, as I do every week with our members and attenders, I want to remind you to fill out the connection card. That is so important. At the very end of the service, as you leave, you just put it in the plate or the basket so that we have a record of your attendance, prayer requests, comments, and all of those things. One other thing I want to mention today before I introduce our speaker, and because last week most of you were here and I rather was lengthy with the introduction of Bud, I just want to mention to you that he is a friend, a lifelong friend, and he's a friend to Oasis Church. As I said last week, our church would not be in North Miami and Hollywood and Pines if it were not for Bud leading the First Baptist Church of West Hollywood 16 years ago to sponsor us. And we'll be forever grateful. Now we have a chance to support him as a missionary. And also, we are going through the new book that he's written. And if you have not picked one up, they'll be at the end of the service in the lobby of whatever campus you're at. Also, for small groups and community groups, just a reminder, the Satisfying Life Study Guide is also available. One last thing before we worship together, and then Bud will come in a little while and bring our second message, is the offering. Now, many of you give your tithes and offerings on a regular basis, and I appreciate that. I want you to know that our church is here because of you, and we're able to do the ministry that we do because of you. But I also want to ask each and every person, whether it's $5 or it's $1,000 or $2,000, to give over and above your regular giving this week and put it in an envelope and mark under the line that says Other, Brazil or Bud, because we want to give him and Pam one of the best offerings they've ever received. As you know, and I mentioned last week, the Brazilian economy is really giving it to the dollar, and their cost of living is 40% less of buying power than it was when they went 3 years ago. And so obviously we as a church can really help them. So I'm going to ask you to give out of a heart of love and a generous heart this week toward Abide Brazil. God bless you and have a great week. And I look forward to next week bringing the third of the series on the branch.